Now that we've made it closer to the end of Season 3, the St. Louis Dragons need all the wins they can get as they push for an NFC playoff spot. Currently, we're 5-5, and today we'll be playing against two of the best teams in the conference, starting with our division rival, the San Francisco 49ers, and then we return home against the Atlanta Falcons. Last episode, we lost both of our games to the Bears and the Steelers, and we really couldn't afford to lose both of these games. In a very competitive conference, there isn't much room for error. Of our last 7 games, 4 of them are against really good teams. We still have to play the Niners twice, we still have to play Atlanta, and we still have to play the Rams. Those are the 3 best teams in the NFC right now, and we're going to have to beat some of these really good teams if we want a shot at the playoffs. We are falling behind in the division, and we are currently still in last place. As for the wild card, we are one of the first teams out, so we're not currently in. We've got quite a bit of work to do, but it is definitely still in the realm of possibility that we can have a top 7 seed by the end of today's episode, but we've got to beat 2 really good teams. I was planning on having the prospect profile today. We're going to move it to the next episode as we cover offensive and defensive linemen. I really wanted to just focus on these 2 games because I think they're super important. And as we look at this Niners team, obviously they're really good. They're 8-3. They've been at the top of our division throughout this entire series. And I don't believe we have beaten the Niners yet. I'm 99% sure that they have swept us over the first 2 seasons of the series. Now, I will point out we are getting healthy at the right time, and we've got 2 of our most important players, Simeon Bonnet and DeAndre Swift, back healthy. Bonnet hasn't played since week 7, and Swift hasn't played since week 5. So having both of these guys back in the lineup, I think, is going to be a really big deal, as both of their impacts have been severely missed. As we take a look at this Niners team, they've got so much talent on every side of the ball, and that includes on offense. They lost Brandon Ayuk in the offseason, and they have not missed a beat. Deebo Samuel has been the Offensive Player of the Year this season. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, they're all really good, and defensively this team is great as well. Brock Purdy at quarterback is certainly interesting because a lot of people refer to him as a system QB, but without him, the system isn't successful. San Francisco rewarded him with a massive 5-year extension, so he'll be sticking around for the long haul. He's got a lot of weapons here with McCaffrey. He's got a bunch of young guys like Dexter Sanders, Yami Oosterswan, Jumani Kaur, Kyon Clark, obviously George Kittle at tight end. But Deebo Samuel's going to be the guy to watch here because he's been unreal this season. Nearly 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns. 16! On defense, they've got Fred Warner, the best softball linebacker in the NFL. Nick Bosa's one of the best pass rushers. They've got a phenomenal safety tandem with Kevin Byard and Talanoa Hufanga. And oh yeah, they traded for Ronnie Stanley at the trade deadline. One of the few weaknesses of this team was the offensive line, in particular left tackle, and now they have one of the best in the NFL. This Niners team lost a lot this past offseason. Brandon Ayuk, Dre Greenlaw, and Charvarius Ward all gone, and they haven't missed a beat. Currently 8-3, and with this game being on the road as well, that's going to add another challenge for the Dragons, as San Francisco is a pretty hostile environment. I said a few weeks ago when the Dragons played against the Rams, that was the most important game in team history, and the Dragons obviously won that game. They haven't won since, though, losing 2 in a row. I feel like this game might be even more important. Having a really good team like this on the road, if we want to make the playoffs, we've got to beat some of the best teams in the NFL. If you want to be amongst the best, you got to beat the best, and we've got an opportunity to do that in both games today against San Francisco and then Atlanta. Niners start with the ball. It's Christian McCaffrey up the middle. That's a good start as he gains 13. The Dragons' run defense has been really good, but last episode, not so much. The Bears ran for nearly 300 yards on us, and Najee Harris had a great game with the Steelers. So here on first down, the Dragons' run defense gets back to business. McCaffrey loses 4. He's wrapped up by Jelani Tavai, and that'll make it a 3rd and 8. It's going to be a screen pass here for McCaffrey. He has blocks, and he does not get the first down. Good job by Devin White and Jordan Whitehead to make sure he didn't get past the marker. That was close. Here's a look at the offense. Puma Whitlock and the boys is on 2nd and 4. Puma's under pressure. He is rocked in the pocket as he is sacked, and Ryan Jensen is hurt on the play. This is the first time all year that the Dragons have started the same offensive line combination in back-to-back weeks. so it's fitting that one gets hurt immediately. 3rd and 9. Puma takes a shot downfield. It's caught by Tykeem Keon Jr. for the touchdown. And the St. Louis Dragons are on the board first, just a minute into the game, with a long touchdown from Puma Whitlock to Tykeem Keon Jr. I've gotten some questions in the comments about Tykeem Keon's cleats. I meant to change them before the episode. I didn't. I'll apologize. I plan on fixing it before the next episode. So San Francisco gets the ball back, trailing 7-0 as it's 3rd and 7. Purdy looks to throw it. He's under pressure from Bonnet and friends as he has to throw it away. Great to have Simeon Bonnet back. He obviously started the year off a little bit slowly, but he was playing really well before he got hurt back in week 7. Offense back with it now, 3rd and 5. Puma's under a ton of pressure, rolls out to the left, hoping to get something out of nothing, and he does! What a run for Puma Whitlock as he slides forward for a gain of 14. The one complaint I would say I have with Puma Whitlock is sometimes he tries to do too much. That ends up being the case again here, but it works out. What a play off structure under a ton of pressure. 2nd and 8, Puma calling for an audible as it's a play action fake, and he looks to throw it. He's going to go short for Griffin Weaver III. Woo! Jukes out the defender and brings it to the 24-yard line. I feel like Griffin Weaver's been playing his best football over the last few weeks. I feel like he's really turned a corner in his development and has really performed well for this team. 3rd and 6, Puma looks to throw it. Under pressure, up the middle for Modelo, and it's broken up by the rookie linebacker, Kitty Waters, who was drafted to replace the impact of Dre Greenlaw. That'll bring out the field goal unit. 37-yard attempt for Cameron Dicker. The kicker is up and good. And the Dragons lead it 10-0 here in the first quarter. A quick start for St. Louis, but they've got to keep it going. 2nd and 5 for San Francisco. Purdy goes downfield. He has Debo wide open. Who was covering him? Debo Samuel brings it all the way to the 30. What a huge gain for San Francisco. He gets around 40 yards. 3rd and 5 now for the Niners off of the big play by Debo. Purdy's going to look to throw it up the middle. It's broken up. Yami Oosterswan, the second-year wideout out of the Ohio State University, the intended target, as the pass is broken up by the rookie Cam Lucifer II, who continues to have a really strong rookie campaign. Here's Jake Moody from 42 yards out. It is right down the middle, and the 49ers are on the board as it's now 10-3. 35 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Dragons back with the ball. Puma Whitlock under center as he hands it off right side to DeAndre Swift with blocks. Good run for Swift. He gets it to the 30-yard line. This offense really has missed DeAndre Swift, and him and Darwin Juskins in the same backfield for the first time should be pretty exciting. 3rd and 2, pitch to the outside for Swift. Tries to juke by Fred Warner, but it's Fred Warner. That's not happening. Swift only gets a yard, unable to get the first down. The Dragons could have rationalized going forward on 4th and 1, but it's too early and they were too far back, so they're going to punt it. Purdy connects up the middle with an open man. It's Debo Samuel. He gets the first down to the 33. 3rd and 2 now. We'll see if the Niners can punch in this conversion. As Purdy has it in shotgun, he will look to throw it going short, and it's broken up. Jeff Okudah with a big deflection. Again, it was Oosterswan, the intended target. But Okudah makes a great play on the receiver to make sure that he doesn't haul it in. The Dragons' defense has been shaky the last few weeks, but today they look great so far. Nice throw up the middle from Puma Whitlock over to Griffin Weaver. That'll bring it for a first down to the 38. 3rd and 1 now. Play action for Swift. Puma on the run. It is incomplete. Looking to get it to Weaver. Good coverage and good pass rush there by San Francisco. It's a 4th and 1, close to midfield, and again, the Dragons feel like it's too early to go for it. They would punt it away. Niners back with it. 3rd and inches. McCaffrey does not get it. He loses 2. Owen Popo leads the way, and Devin White finishes him off. San Fran would punt, and both defenses continue to look really solid. Screen for Keon with a nice spin move. Big block back there by Griffin Weaver, who got hurt while blocking. He broke his ribs. That'll keep him out for the game, and he might miss multiple weeks, which sucks because he's been playing really well. That means somebody like Arturo Modelo is really going to have to step up, and he gets the reception there for a first down. 3rd and goal now with 12 seconds left. Short throw, caught by Modelo, and he gets it to the 4-yard line. The Niners with the stop. Darrell Luter Jr. brings him down. So the Dragons have an interesting decision on 4th and goal as they call a timeout with 1 second left. They don't want the Niners to get the ball back. Do you think you're close enough to try to go for it? That's what they're going to do. A gutsy decision. 4th and goal at the 4. Play clock's winding down. It's at 1 second. He's got to snap it. Puma looks to throw it. He's looking short for Modelo, and it's broken up. Talanoa Hufanga got a hand on it, and it'll remain a 1-score game going into halftime. In hindsight, you can really argue the field goal would have been the better decision there. Could have made it a 2-score game, but the Dragons liked their chances on 4th and goal, and unfortunately, it backfires. Nonetheless, a very strong first half. Allowing 3 points against the Niners is no easy task. Let's take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the league. We will start in Seattle. Close game here between the Seahawks and Giants, as this one is tied up at 7. We are hoping that a meteor is dropped on this stadium and that both teams lose because they're both ahead of us in the playoff race. In Cincinnati, an upset. The Packers handling the Cincinnati Bengals. This is not good news for us. Green Bay is only a half a game behind us. Now that they've won, they are tied. In Los Angeles, close first half, high-scoring start, but it's Buffalo with the lead with this touchdown from Josh Allen to Gabe Davis. We'll see if the Bills can hold on and defeat Justin Herbert and the Chargers as we move into the second half. The offense has been honestly not great. Other than the one big play by Tykeem Keon Jr., the offense only has 3 points, albeit I think we've moved the ball down the field fairly well. Defensively, we're really holding up. The run defense has been solid. Let's keep it going. Let's continue to limit Christian McCaffrey on the ground. Dragons start with it. Here's Swift up the middle with a big run to the 38-yard line. Good gain there for Swift, who had a solid first half, as it's going to be an RPO. Short pass for Tykeem Keon Jr. with blocks. The Dragons are looking to get Keon involved in the screen game. They know if they can get him the ball, he's going to make plays because he is a playmaker. On first down, Puma on the run. What a throw for Jamo, who gets a block from Keon, and he's in for a touchdown. What a play across the board by the St. Louis Dragons. Puma Whitlock under pressure, navigating through the pocket, launches a dime for Jamison Williams, who makes a great cut after the catch, thanks to an incredible block by Tykeem Keon Jr. Talk about everybody doing their part on that play, and it's 17-3. 3rd and 10, Debo wide open, down the field, he gets by both defenders, and he's gone! 83 yards to the house. Debo Samuel burns Okuda. He breaks another tackle, and he takes it the distance. We've already had more points in the first 3 minutes of the second half than we had in the entirety of the first half. Dragons back with it. Puma on the run with a dime for the rookie, Arturo Modelo, who brings it to the 45-yard line. That was a really nice throw under pressure on the run. Puma Whitlock looks dialed in right now. He's made some wild throws. Swift up the middle, has blocks. Runs by Byard, and Swift gets into the 35-yard line. He's been unbelievably efficient today, averaging over 8 yards a carry. He's only gotten 8 touches, though. You got to assume the Dragons are going to look to get him the ball more. First down, right back to him, navigating through holes, and he gets another first down. I don't think I've ever seen DeAndre Swift run it this well. He looks like a man on a mission right now. 3rd and 8. It's a run play, and they get the first down with Swift. The Dragons tried to throw off San Francisco by running the ball, and it works. What a great play there by DeAndre Swift, who is on fire right now. 1st and goal from the 1. It's a handoff for Swift, and he's in. Who else is going to score on this drive other than DeAndre Swift, who had probably 4 incredible first down runs, finishes it off with a touchdown. That was some impressive work, and a great job by the offensive line as well up front, blocking for Swift. 24-10 now. Here's McCaffrey to the right side, jukes away from a defender, wrapped up by Whitehead at the 39. The Niners saw what the Dragons were able to do with the ground game, and they are looking to replicate it. 3rd and 8 now. Here is Purdy, looks to throw it. He is under pressure, and he is sacked. Khalil Mack, the sack attack, and the red, white, and black brings him down. That'll force a punt, and the Dragons get it back with a minute to go in the third quarter, up by 14. Right back to Swift. Another first down. He gets a block from Keon, who has been unbelievable today as a blocker out wide, and Swift brings it to the 47. Puma keeps it on the read option to wrap up the third quarter. He fumbles it, and it is scooped up by Isaiah Likely. He doesn't drop it this time, unlike the Hail Mary at the end of the game last week. Into the fourth quarter now, 2nd and 6. Puma looks to throw it, under pressure, and he is sacked. Drake Jackson, Nick Bosa, and others bring him down. That was not a good sack to take because it brings the Dragons back to the 41. They just want to make sure that they're in field goal range, so they'll go short. Thing is, Isaiah Likely nearly gets the first down. He gains 13 yards. That'll make it a 4th and 3. Even though the Dragons are close to getting the first down, the only correct decision here would be to kick the field goal, as Cameron Dicker's kick is good, and it's now a 3-score lead, 27-10. Can the Dragons hang on and finally beat San Francisco for the first time in this series? 3rd down, short throw up the middle for Debo. He only gets 4, tackled quickly by Owen Popo. Since the Niners are down by 17, they figure, what do we have to lose? We're going to go for it now. Aggressive with 8 to go in the 4th. Purdy under pressure from Bonnet. It's caught, but not for a first down. Cameron Latu with the reception, and he is stopped shy. Owen Popo, who's had a great game, brings him down. Dragons back with it, 3rd and 6. Handoff for Swift, cuts up field. Nearly gets the first down, not quite. He's wrapped up by Fred Warner, who's been a maniac all over the field. The only guy on this Niners defense who's really shown up today. Dragons are going to go for it here on 4th and 2. They want to end this game quick. Puma connects with Isaiah Likely. That's a first down as he's wrapped up at the 21 by Talanoa Hufanga. 1st and goal now, under 6 to play. Puma's been in the zone for a while as he will hand it off for DeAndre Swift. Woo! Nice juke move. Breaks a tackle. He's in for a touchdown. What a game from DeAndre Swift, who has made an unbelievable impact here in his first game back from injury. Is he healthy? I think he looks pretty healthy. 34-10 now. This game has turned into an all-out blowout, and the Niners are hoping for a miracle. Here's the rookie out of Kentucky, Jimani Kaur, to the 47-yard line. He's been kind of quiet today. I think the Niners should have got him more involved. 3rd and 8 now. Purdy under a ton of pressure from Bonnet. He has to throw it away. Bonnet hasn't recorded a stat today. No tackles, no TFLs, no sacks, but he's had a bunch of pressures. I think he's had 3 or 4 QB hits. He's made his impact today as well in his first game back. On 4th down, Purdy launches a rocket, and it's intercepted by Jeff Okudah. That's a pretty fitting way to end the game. Dominance across the board. On offense, on defense, on special teams, up front, out wide. The Dragons with their most complete game, not just of this season, but of the entire series. We have not had many games where the offense and defense play well in unison. Maybe the Tennessee game earlier this year, but even so, Otto Askew got hurt in the first quarter of that game, so you can almost put a little asterisk next to that. But there's no extra context here. We steamrolled our division rivals, who are a Super Bowl contender, on the road. If you want to make the playoffs, you got to beat the best, and we just did that. Puma Whitlock was really solid, and I will say everything around him, the skill position players, the offensive line, they were really good. But that's not to take away from Puma Whitlock. He had a really solid day, didn't put the ball in harm's way, made some really impressive throws on the run as an improviser. Some of the best throws I've seen from him. As for Brock Purdy, we made him not play his game. He relies on a lot of short passes, and we covered the short area of the field. He had to go vertical often. That's not his game. And because of that, he never really got into a rhythm. I think we game planned this Niner offense about as good as we could have. So shout out to the defensive coordinator for calling a great game. On the ground, DeAndre Swift had the best game of his NFL career. I've watched pretty much every touch of his dating back to his rookie season in Detroit. I've never seen him make this many impressive runs. So shout out to him. He was phenomenal. Another big game for Tykeem Keon. Jamo played well. Debo Samuel was also pretty good, but he only caught the ball 4 times, so we kind of limited him in that sense. Shout out to the offensive line. They were awesome today against an elite unit up front with the Niners front 7. Our offensive line held their own. In pass protection, they were more than fine, and in the run game, they were incredible. As good as DeAndre Swift was evading tackles and making plays for himself, the offensive line deserves a lot of credit as well. Only 1 sack, but we did send quite a bit of pressure. Obviously, the interception by Okudah at the end was nice icing on the cake. So we really just dominated across the board. Offense, defense, special teams, all 3 phases were clicking. That's about as good of a win as you can ask for doing it in such dominant fashion on the road against a division rival who happens to be one of the best teams in the NFL, who we have never beaten in this series. So that's got to feel really good. Unfortunately, Griffin Weaver's going to miss the next 3 weeks with broken ribs. And again, it sucks because I feel like he's been playing really well over the last few weeks. So that means we're going to need the other receivers to step up. Arturo Modelo in specific is going to be the main slot guy. Modelo played pretty well today, and I'm excited to see more of what he can do. Now, lucky for us, both Seattle and the Rams won, so we don't make up much ground in the division, but at least the Niners lost, I guess. Players of the week, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Devin Bush, and Devin Lloyd. That'll bring us into week 13, but first, I want to check out the MVP race as Puma Whitlock's slowly but surely climbing up. He's now in 9th place, and he can move up even higher with a good game here against the 8-3 Atlanta Falcons, who are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. The Falcons have been consistently really good throughout this series. Them being 8-3 is not much of a surprise because they have made the playoffs in each of the first 2 seasons of this franchise mode. They're currently in 2nd place in the NFC. They've won 5 games in a row. Their offense is one of the most potent units in the league. But the big difference between the Falcons this year as opposed to the first 2 seasons of this series is their defense. That unit has taken a massive leap, and they have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Now, we just scored 34 points against an elite defense in San Francisco, but that doesn't mean we're going to have another ridiculous game offensively. The offensive line has got another challenge. DeAndre Swift in the run game hopefully will continue to produce, while Puma Whitlock has challenges with many good pass rushers and a lot of good players in the Atlanta secondary. The Falcons started off a little bit shaky this year, but they haven't lost since week 6. They've won 5 in a row, including a 35-0 win last week against the Bucs. Not that Tampa Bay's any good. They only have 1 win, and we get to play them next week. But 35-0 is still impressive. So really, we've just got to play well across the board, just as we did against San Francisco. The run game, the pass game, the defense, everybody's got to produce. This team has lacked consistency, and this game against San Francisco, we finally got it. So the Falcons are led by Desmond Ridder, who's still the quarterback here, and he's actually developed into a really good player, believe it or not. He's having the best year of his career with a passer rating of around 111. He signed an extension that happens to be very team-friendly. Whoever his agent is a moron. This team has a ton of weapons with Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, even the rookie running backs, Jazir Salam and Steel Covey. At wideout, they've got Drake London, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Romeo Doubs, Colin Robinson, and of course, the versatile weapon at tight end, Kyle Pitts, who's a 98 overall. Their offensive line's one of the best in the NFL. They've got some good players on defense. DJ Orleans, who they drafted in the first round a couple years ago, is 9.5 sacks. And then in the secondary, they've got multiple elite players there with A.J. Terrell at corner and Jesse Bates at 3 safety. 2 of the best players at their respective positions in the NFL. So this Dragons team is coming off a great win this past week against San Francisco. And I said going into that game, in order to be amongst the best, you got to beat the best. And we've beaten some good teams this year, but let's keep it going. The Atlanta Falcons are 8-3. They're one of the best teams in the NFL. This team is contending for a Super Bowl. Their offense has been fantastic over the last few years, and that's not even the biggest strength of their team with how good they have been on the defensive side of the ball. St. Louis will start on offense as it's a 3rd and 6. Puma under pressure launches a rocket downfield for Keon. It's incomplete. There's a flag on the play, and I don't think it's going to matter as this one will be on the offense. Royal Osuchua called for a holding. The Falcons will wisely decline the penalty. That'll force a punt. And the Atlanta offense comes out on the field, led by Desmond Ridder, Bijan Robinson, and Kyle Pitts. On 3rd down, up the middle, there's a nice throw and catch for a 1st down. Romeo Doubs, the former Green Bay Packer, makes the play. He brings it to the 32. 3rd down and 8. Ridder alone in the backfield as he looks to throw it. Looking short. It's caught by Bijan Robinson. Jukes away from the defender. Breaks a tackle. And Bijan brings it to the 1. He is so dynamic, so explosive. And Simeon Bonnet is hurt. Not ideal. He's not going to go to the locker room. It's not a serious injury. He ended up spraining his foot. So he will probably return to the game, but it may not be until the second half. So the Dragons are going to need some of their other pass rushers to step up. First and goal. Bijan dives in for a touchdown to infinity and Bijan. The Falcons are on the board here early. They lead 7-0. Here is the Dragons offense, 3rd and 11. Puma looks to throw it under pressure, and he is sacked on the play. John Franklin Myers brings him down, acquired via trade this offseason from the Jets. And so far, the Dragons don't look too hot. Coming off a great game last week, they look flat to start. On 3rd and 5, it's broken up. Bijan, the intended target. Chad Muma got a hand on it, getting some extra snaps with Damone Clark getting hurt a couple weeks ago. 3rd and 9, Puma looking up the middle. Nice catch by Isaiah Likely, who's able to hold on to it. That's basically a hospital ball with him as soon as he catches it running right into a defender, but he holds on. On 2nd down, it's Darwin Juskins with blocks. Down the field, he gets 18 yards. DeAndre Swift may be the guy in this backfield, but Darwin Juskins is still going to have a role. He played well when Swift got hurt. On 2nd and 10, Puma's under pressure. He is sacked on the play. The rookie out of Middle Tennessee State, Luciano Bustamante, is hurt on the play. 3rd down and 18 now. Puma looks to throw it. He's going to go downfield for Jameson Williams, who outruns the defender, and he is gone. Touchdown, Dragons. We're tied at 7. The St. Louis offense has been very blah to start the game. They needed that big play. Jameson Williams putting his super speed to the test once again. On 2nd down, Bijan Robinson loses 2. Nice play by B.J. Ojolari, getting some extra snaps with Bonnet hurt again. B.J.'s been a really good pickup. I've been impressed with him. 3rd and 4, Ojolari with the hit, as it is caught by Kyle Pitts, who gets leveled by Darnell Savage, but not before getting the 1st down. 2nd and 8, 7 to go in the first half. Ritter up the middle is a wide open man. It's Drake London, who is hurt, but he brings it to the 35. Now from the 17, 5.5 to go. Falcons looking for the lead back. It's Bijan Robinson with blocks. He's back in. Bijan Robinson with his 2nd touchdown of the first half. And then on the following kickoff return, Modelo fumbles it, and it's picked up by Atlanta. A quick swing of events against the Dragons. They allow a touchdown. The rookie Arturo Modelo coughs up the ball, and Atlanta gets it basically in the red zone. Luckily, the Dragons defense is going to hold them to 3. Ritter incomplete. Younghoe Koo's kick from 40 is good, so it's 17-7. The fumble on the kickoff return is a 3-point swing, so I guess it could have been worse. Here returns the offense. Puma goes downfield for Arturo Modelo, who brings it to the 37. Modelo looking to make up for the poor special teams play as he gets a big reception. 3rd and 10 now. Puma looking downfield for Modelo, and it's broken up by A.J. Terrell. So a good stop there for Atlanta. That'll bring out the field goal team. Cameron Dicker, the kicker from 43, splits the uprights, and so it is 17-10. One-score game, Atlanta leads it. They have more points than San Francisco did in the entirety of that last game. Nice throw up the middle, big hit, but not before Romeo Doubs gets the 1st down, nearing midfield. From the 48, with under 3 to go in the half, Atlanta looking to make it a multi-possession lead as Ritter, play action fake, under pressure, he is sacked. Again, it's Khalil Mack, the sack attack, and the red, white, and black, bringing him down for a loss of 7. 3rd and long, probably the final play before the 2-minute warning. It's just going to be a screen for Bijan, and Ritter misfires. Good pressure there by the defense. And so Puma's got a 2-minute drill. We'll see if he can lead his team down the field and maybe tie the game up or at least make it a little closer. Here's Modelo. Good footwork to stay in bounds for a 1st down. Good throw as well by Puma Whitlock. 3rd and inches. Puma looks short for Likely, and it's broken up by Drew Tranquil. On 4th and inches, the offense will stay on the field. This is a gutsy decision. If you don't get it, you're giving Atlanta a one-way ticket to a 2-score lead. But thankfully, DeAndre Swift up the middle gets around 10 yards. Dragons looking to move quickly. They still have 2 timeouts in their back pocket along with 35 seconds. Puma calling for an audible. He looks short for Jameson Williams. I don't think that was his first read at all, but J-Mo escapes the traffic because he's so damn fast. From the 2. A short throw, caught by Tykeem Keon Jr., and we're tied up. Has it been a pretty first half? No, not at all. But We're knotted up at 17 against one of the best teams in the NFL. So we've got ourselves a good one here in St. Louis. A high-scoring start. Both quarterbacks have been really solid up to this point. The Dragons have ran it well, too. Not quite as good as last week, but still pretty solid. Let's take a look at our halftime report. We will start off in Carolina. The Buffalo Bills with the edge here. Josh Allen and the boys doing some work. This time he would connect with Stephon Diggs. Buffalo leads it as they continue to look to put themselves in a good spot in the AFC playoff picture. In the Motor City, it's been all Dallas. Dak Prescott with a lawn bomb here for Dynamite Williams, the second-year receiver out of the University of Kentucky. And then at Soldier Field, tied at 7 here between the Commanders and the Bears. It would probably benefit us if Chicago won this game since the Commies are a little bit better than the Bears. You won't hear me say this too often, but bear down. I think this game might be trending towards a shootout, and we have struggled to win close, high-scoring games down the stretch this year. So we need to be able to throw the ball well, and we need to be able to stop the pass. Pretty simple. Atlanta's ran it well with Bijan Robinson, but right now the focus has to be on the passing game. On third down, Ritter connects up the middle with Colin Robinson, the second-year receiver drafted in the third round out of the University of Idaho. One of the most productive players in the University of Idaho's history. 4 years of 1,000-plus receiving yards. 2nd and 5. Ritter with a dime for the end zone. It's caught by Kyle Pitts for the touchdown. What a throw out of structure by Ritter. And a nice grab there by Kyle Pitts. Dragons back with it down by 7 as on 2nd and 5, Puma looks to run it up the middle. He gets leveled by TJ Edwards and he's hurt. Puma Whitlock would end up spraining his foot. That's the same injury that Simeon Bonnet had earlier. He ended up missing 2 quarters. This is a little bit different because Puma Whitlock's the quarterback, and if we want to win this game, we need him in. For now, Chance Matamolo is in as he gets sacked by TJ Edwards. The plan there on that play was to run a halfback slip screen, but Matamolo didn't get the ball out. Atlanta back with it. Here's Bijan Robinson breaking tackles to the 50. And now Simeon Bonnet is hurt again. My God, can the injury gods go away? Bonnet's injury would again not be serious. He hurt his elbow. He'll probably be able to return to the game, but right now we just need to put him in bubble wrap on the sidelines. Third down, Kyle Pitts down the field. Gets away from Savage and he's gone. Kyle Pitts with his second touchdown of the quarter. And the Atlanta Falcons are in control. They lead 31-17. Big throw there by Desmond Ritter, who has 3 passing touchdowns today. 2nd and 1 from the 45. It's a handoff for Darwin Juskins with plenty of room up the middle of the field. He brings it to the 40-yard line. Good run. I don't know if you noticed, but Puma Whitlock is back under center. He's going to be getting rid of the ball super quickly. He knows he cannot take any hits and risk possible re-injury. His foot's hurting, but he's going to thug it out. On 2nd down, it's Modelo, who makes a nice grab, and he gets it to the 19-yard line. It's been a busy day for Arturo Modelo, his 5th catch. I get he had the bad fumble, but other than that, he's been quite solid. Now into the 4th quarter, 2nd and goal from the 3. It's a pitch outside for DeAndre Swift, looking to get in the end zone, and he fumbles the ball! Oh, no! That's not good! So that's going to be a touchback, and Atlanta will get the ball at the 20-yard line. Now, we got to look at this replay. Did he break the plane before he dropped the ball? And if he does, that's a touchdown. If he was not across the plane and he fumbled it out of bounds, that's a touchback. And as you can see, it's clearly a fumble, and he did not break the plane. So it should be a touchback, and Atlanta would get the ball at the 20. But that's not going to happen. EA is going to give us the ball at the 20 instead. Why? I don't know. I think EA just completely screwed over the Falcons. But you know what? We're going to try to capitalize. Nice gain of 15 yards for Arturo Modelo. Now from the 47, here's Tykeem Keon with the catch to the 28. The Dragons had a golden opportunity to make it a one-score game before the fumble, and because of EA's shortcomings, they've got a chance to do it again. 3rd and 7, it's a run, does not fool the Falcons. Swift loses 3. He's wrapped up by John Franklin Myers, and the Dragons are going to have to go for it here on 4th and 10. Puma Whitlock looks to throw it. He will connect with the rookie, Arturo Modelo, who makes another grab for the first down. Modelo's got to have at least 9, maybe 10 catches at this point. 3rd and goal from the 1. Puma under pressure. He can run it in. Instead, he dumps it off for Jamison Williams, who is in for a score. So the Dragons will make it a one-score game after all. We've had possession of the ball for the last 10 minutes since we got back-to-back drives. We're going to test our luck again and go for an onside kick. And it will be recovered by Atlanta. Romeo Doubs, who gets lit up by Samasoni Saluni. We'll see if the Falcons can finish it off. Despite the fact that EA royally screwed them, they are still in position to win the game. 3rd and 5, up the middle. Great throw and catch by Kyle Pitts, who has been dominant at tight end today, showing why he has been regarded as maybe the greatest tight end prospect, dare I say, ever. On 1st down, it's Bijan Robinson on the wheel route. He's in for a touchdown, his 3rd all-purpose score of the game, and it's now 38-24. 2 minutes to go. The Dragons hoping for a miracle. On 2nd and 2, Puma goes up the middle for the rookie, Arturo Modelo, who brings it to the 38-yard line. That's Modelo's 11th reception of the game. I think that's got to be a franchise record for the most catches in a single game. Here's number 12 for the rookie. It's Modelo time. And it's not like these 12 catches are off of checkdowns and screens. He's got 160 yards. Puma looking for Modelo in the end zone. It's incomplete. And now the game comes down to a 4th and goal from the 12. If they don't get this, it's game over. Puma alone in the backfield, looking to throw it. He tries to get it to Modelo again, and it's broken up by Drew Tranquill, and that'll do it. So the Atlanta Falcons get the win, 38-24. This game ended up being a pretty weird one. Obviously, the fumble being ruled a touchback, with possession being given to us, certainly at the top of the list. But there were some other wacky plays as well and interesting storylines. Arturo Modelo had himself an interesting game with the fumble on the kickoff, then turning it into 12 receptions for 160 yards. I don't know why it says Atlanta has 44 points there. That's incorrect. They did not score 44 points. They only had 38. I know our defense wasn't great today, but they weren't that bad. Give us a break, EA. Nonetheless, Atlanta's offense was really solid, and both quarterbacks played very well. Puma Whitlock, 32 of 47, 349, and 3 touchdowns. Again, not putting the ball in harm's way, making throws on the run. And Desmond Ridder was great, too. He has really become one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL for Atlanta. Bijan Robinson and DeAndre Swift both weren't overly efficient. Mr. Efficient was actually Darwin Juskins. And then, of course, Arturo Modelo. What a game. 12 catches for 160 yards. We needed somebody to step up with Griffin Weaver out. And here you go. Modelo with a historic game in the air. I think Puma Whitlock is really starting to trust him, and I think their chemistry is going to continue to grow. What a game for the rookie. Defensively, we were nowhere near as good as we were last week. We only had 1 sack, no turnovers, no big plays. We just didn't get enough on the defensive side of the ball, coming off a great game last week. And then we got carved up by Desmond Ridder. Who would have thought? So unfortunately, we don't get the job done. We fall to a record of 6-6. I think all things considered, going 1-1 against the Niners and the Falcons really isn't all that bad. At least we won one of these games, and we stayed competitive in the other one against Atlanta. So obviously, we would have liked to have won both, but I think today's episode could have gone a lot worse. We saw Puma Whitlock really perform well against both teams. We saw young guys like Arturo Modelo really jump onto the scene as we take a look at the games around the league here in Week 13. Everybody in the NFC West continues to win because that's all they do. A lot of the other teams in the NFC playoff race won as well, which is not good news. What is good news, though, is that Puma Whitlock wins NFC Defensive Player of the Week, his 2nd of the year, joined by Patrick Mahomes, Tre'Davious White, and Jadarian Phillips, a 7th-round rookie safety out of Central Michigan University for the Chicago Bears. That'll bring us into Week 14. We've got the 1-11 Buccaneers on the schedule. We've got a breakout quarterback. Interesting. I like the sound of that. And then we're probably going to have our prospect profile in the next episode, as I had originally planned to do today. I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.